Welcome to the Commercial Kitchen Chronicles, the original food service equipment repair podcast built by technicians for technicians. Whether you're on the front lines of repair, keeping the kitchen running smoothly, or just passionate about the food service repair industry, this podcast is your go-to source for expert insight, tech tips, and real stories from the field. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Commercial Kitchen Chronicles. I am your host, Pat Finley. Tonight, I am joined by a very special guest. Most of you probably know her. She's a little famous, Miss Louise Kellar from UEi Test Instruments. We're going to talk about some new products of theirs, some existing products of theirs, some functions and some stuff I didn't know she had to call me out on this week. So we're going to get right into it. But first, I want to thank Viper and Refrigeration Technologies for sponsoring the show. They make it possible for me to do these things. Their products are top-notch. They're great. They are NSF rated for kitchens. So if you are in a busy kitchen, you got to clean some coils. You don't have to feel guilty. You don't have to mask everything off. You don't have to worry about your customer freaking out by the scent. Check out Viper by Refrigeration Technologies. Their full lineup of cleaners, chemicals, pipe dope, heat blocking compounds. They got it all. Check them out. So, Luis, what is going on, buddy?
Oh man, I'm ready for Vegas. I think you're stuck in the same boat as I am, that like we're in the frozen tundra over here in Indiana and just trying to get our way out of our own neighborhoods right now.
I probably
Oh,
drove right by your
I'm
house.
ready.
I was on 69 South. I cut over on Smith Valley Road, so I probably wasn't too far from you. But yeah, I'm over this snow. Like we get snow, but like 12 to 14 inches is a little excessive for around here. And people are still
Yeah.
driving like absolute idiots. Like I was going down 465 today. I'm gonna talk local stuff because we're locals, but there's a semi that somehow flipped over and got sideways and blocked all four lanes of 465. I was like, now that takes some real
Yes.
I was like, that takes some real skill to do that stuff. And then there was two cars that were like 10 feet in the air up on snow piles on the side of the road. I'm like, how the hell did you guys get up there? So it's been a little tricky the last few days here in Indiana, and I'm ready to get away from it.
Yeah. I am super ready. I tell you, I just got back. I was fortunate enough. I was down at the symposium last week, and it was 82 degrees, which was amazing. But I got a sunburn, and then I landed here in Indianapolis, and it was a whopping like 5 degrees with the snow impending. And then I was stuck home. I didn't know what to do. Like I'm not used to being just stuck, but I couldn't get out of my own driveway. So luckily that has resolved itself, and I'm able to get my way to the airport so we could all be in Vegas over the weekend. I
Yeah,
think
so
uh, I think I actually get to see you in person.
yeah, I know. We don't even live that far away from each other. We have to go to trade shows to see each other. It's hilarious. We need to get together and hang out and hit the cigar shop or get some free time. It's not going to happen anytime soon because February
Yeah.
is. I was telling you before I went on the air. I work 2 days in February, so I go to Vegas, off next week. Leave Sunday when I come back and go to San Antonio for 3 days. Come back. I work Thursday, Friday. Then the 15th, I go back to San Antonio till 28th. So I work 2 days in February. Well, I can't say that because the second trip, all the other trips besides Vegas is work. So I'm in the office 2 days. So
Well, it sounds like it. I'd say you're picking warm places, but I think San Antonio got hit by the snow and the terribleness that was coming through, all the ice and everything.
yeah, Texas got it pretty bad. Yeah, Texas got it too. So it'll be cleaned up. I'm sure it'll be halfway decent. Probably be considerable to Vegas, probably 60s. I can't complain if it's in the 50s or 60s. I can still wear shorts and a t-shirt, and everybody stares at me like I'm crazy.
Now, I know a lot of people like that. I am going to stare at you like you're crazy, but that you already know that. And it might
So
not because of the shorts.
so how was the symposium? Did you teach anything, or were you just there for UEI, or what was going on?
Oh, yeah. So the symposium was, I mean, obviously, it's always a great event. So obviously, we were definitely an exhibitor. We were one of the sponsors there. They introduced a difference on the third stage this year, which was really neat. So traditionally, they've had the three stages and they've all been the same amount of time.
Yeah.
The third stage was what they were calling the Bri-X stage. And instead of being like 45 minutes to like an hour and 15-minute presentation, they were short presentations. So, you can cover a lot in 20 minutes,
Hmm.
but it gave more variety. I did one of those. It was called Common Senses with the CO capitalized. So it was all about exploring all the places in your house that CO might exist that you don't think about on a regular basis.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
but the
That's
weather was gorgeous. That park is like amazing. They always put on a great show. I'm looking forward. I have my virtual ticket, so I started watching all the presentations I didn't get to see in person. So
was
yeah,
it the same park as last year?
it was the same part, but they set it up so for any of you out there who saw the symposium last year, everything was on the outer ring of that park. They actually brought everything into the center ring, so it was a little bit closer, but I think it worked better for the flow of everything. So um, I was really happy with how it set up.
Was the Navac boys fishing in the pond?
They weren't. We kept them on the other side of the sidewalk.
Nice.
So, we tried to keep them in check.
Uh,
But no, it was a great event. There were a lot of wonderful speakers, a lot of people who were their first time giving presentations. So I think, having that Bri-X stage and being able to have more people definitely got a lot more people visibility through there. So um, I was pleased, and it's always good. You get to see so many, like, it's a large industry, but it's really a small industry. So you get to see a lot of your industry friends that you only see a couple times a year, and that was also really fantastic.
yeah, my travel this year's a lot thinner than last year. I got in trouble with the IRS and owe a bunch of money. So they're kind of picking on me this year. So I had to limit what I did this year. And with AHR, I have to go to that. And then trying to work out the ESCO thing. Looks like that's all going to work out. So I'll be at ESCO. Um, you know,
Excellent.
yeah, I'm excited for that one. It's the first time there. So I'll be back at Symposium. That Bri-X stage is pretty intriguing because I think I can do 20 minutes with some stuff that I think I can do that. The 45 minutes to an hour 15 is a
Oh,
little tough.
absolutely.
I mean, I could do it, but I'm gonna start rambling and be kind of weird for
I
a
don't know.
while.
I've talked to you a lot. I mean, isn't this an hour-long podcast?
That's about 45. I'm trying to stay around
I think you
45.
could fill it.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So
Yeah. But
let's
I know it's good.
good. So let's get to UEi. Let's talk about the clip because that's your guys' new thing, right? The clip, is that new? Just come out?
It is like, yeah, so we just debuted. It's called the UEiClip. I'm going to see if it's going to show up here. Yep, there we go. So it is a personal CO detector. And it's really cool because of a couple of different things. One, you can see that I have lanyard here. I can add, and it's a simple, I call it a set it and forget it type product. It kind of reminds me of the old Ronco commercials, if you remember those old infomercials. But you just have a little tab that you pull on it, and you got it. You're picturing it. There's
Oh
just
yeah.
a little tab that you pull on it, and then it runs. It has about a 2-year battery life, but it's it doesn't have a display on it, and it's just set to alarm if it sees more than 20 parts per million in the ambient air. So we've set it higher than where the ASHRAE standard is for a residential facility. That's 9. But it's lower than where first responders will evacuate out a building, which is 35.
Okay.
Um, and it has like, you don't have to think about it.
Hmm.
And that makes it a lot easier. And I will also tell you that there was a big question of people because we'll all be out at AHR and everybody will be traveling with these. Yes, you can go through security with these in your bag. I went through without a problem. But it's an easy product. You don't have to think about it, and it's priced really well in the market. So it's easy. You don't think about it. Put it on, you're good to go. I know you carry, I know I just saw that you lightened your tool bag.
Yeah, and that's what I was
But
going to
yeah,
get to.
I don't know.
I need to carry one. We get into all these kitchens and we take for granted the hoods run and the hoods, are they doing their job? And a lot of times I'll go to a kitchen, they'll have stuff running, and the hood's not even on. I'm like, you trying to kill people in here? I'm like, what's going on? So, I've been thinking about picking up a personal CO detector just to have in my tool bag, just in case, because you never know.
Hmm.
I mean, you can hear the hood, doesn't mean it's running right, sucking everything out. And like I said, I've walked to plenty of restaurants where they got everything fired up and the hood's not on. I'm like, why isn't the hood on? Well, it's drawing in cold air. I'm like, do you want to die? Like, does your people get headaches? Like, do you guys don't feel good? Like, at the end of the day, are you really tired? Like, what's going on here? Like, turn your hood on. Like, if it's drawing in cold air, fix your makeup air and just put your heat on. It's just, it
Yeah.
is what it is. They're weird.
Well,
So,
I think I think it was just a couple of months ago that there was a restaurant up in South Bend that had to temporarily close because they had a CO issue that was causing the patrons to get sick while they were dining. It was high enough, so they actually had to shut down the restaurant for a day. And I can't remember if I sent that article or if I just thought, oh, that's what Pat's walking into.
no, I haven't seen that. I'm going to look it up. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
So that could be from anything. That could be from, crappy heat exchangers. It could be, kitchen not exhausting right, having a positive air versus negative air so you're not sucking all your exhaust out. I mean, there's tons of things that'll cause that in the kitchen. So I think,
Hmm.
if I started carrying a personal CO detector, it'd probably open up a lot of eyes of what we actually subject ourselves to unknowingly. And, I use a CO a combustion analyzer all the time, but, I'm not checking my surroundings. I'm just sticking in a flue and making sure something's running right. So maybe that's something to look into. I'm going to check it out when I come to buy the boots for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that. So, like, you have inspired me to delve a little bit more into knowing more about kitchen equipment.
Hmm.
And I'm a little bit concerned about some of those instruction manuals.
Yeah, you told me that's pretty
um,
funny. It,
so, oh man. So, like, one of the things that I learned, I was shocked. I think I was looking at some like propane fryers, and they didn't even say you needed to vent them or anything like that. And I'm like, if it's burning propane, it should be vented. You have to
yeah,
have something that's going to be drawing that out.
yeah, because no one's using a regulator on propane, and it's either over gassing or under gassing. It runs out, and that changes the burn. Pressure changes the burn of propane so badly. But yeah, it's in food trucks, and I go on food trucks all the time, and we try to limit what we do in a food truck. And like they'll have fryers and stuff, and they just have a hood on there, and it's just a little bitty hood. And it's just wishing it sucking out what it can, but it's just like, man, it's a joke.
So I found it. I had to see if I could find that picture so everybody out here can be a little aware of. I tried to look up the manual. I wanted to see how you set something up. And to quote, since the installation and use of this product are relatively simple, please refer to the description section for specific information.
Yep.
That told me no specific information.
Really, the only
And
thing
and
you do,
I
you set manifold
tell
pressure,
me,
whatever.
tell me.
You set manifold pressure to whatever it says on the door. That's about it for a fryer. It's wild. Fryers are weird. You want to be
Yeah.
under half pound because they're a combination valve, so they can handle a half pound. So, um, natural gas will try to be like 7 to 8. Propane, you want to be 12 and under. At the incoming and then manifold, it can be anywhere from 4 to 3.2, depending on the manufacturer and the BTUs of the fryer. That's about it. And then, the fryer manufacturer is not responsible for you having it under hood. That's somebody else. It's a wild, wild west when it comes to kitchen a lot of times. Luckily newer buildings get inspected, but they're supposed to have that 6-inch gap on each side of the hood, and they don't. Like I'll see ovens hanging out, and as long as the exhaust is underneath the hood stack, they're like, "Oh, that's fine." I'm like, "This is wild. We gotta do better than this."
Well, I'll tell you. So you didn't get to see my talk at the symposium, but I went down a rabbit hole recently, and the
Hmm.
rabbit hole had to do. I found this publication from 1922 and 1923, and it was all about the gas record. I
Mhm.
am telling you, there was some things that were like still super relevant in today's time. And I kind of felt like one of the articles that I was reading had to do with whose responsibility is it to make sure that people don't get sick or die from carbon monoxide? Is it the gas company's responsibility? Is it the homeowner's responsibility? Because at that time, that's when like home heating and
Mhm.
ovens, by the way, ovens were just starting to really, gas ovens were really starting to ramp up there. I'll have to share some of the other the ads that I found from 1923 about selling gas ovens, but they kind of had a debate of if you actually needed to vent things. Um, you know, pe- people choke on ham sandwiches regularly, so it's their responsibility to make sure they don't sleep in a room with a gas-fired appliance.
There's some
It
days
was it was just as equally wild 100 years ago.
there's some days where I'm like, remove all warning labels and let natural selection run its course. So I can understand.
Right. But since we are socially responsible people,
Yeah,
Pat, we will not be doing that.
yeah.
We will not be doing that. We do not want anybody that is watching this show to
No,
become
no,
part of the Darwin Awards. We
no, no,
we like people getting awards. That is not the award that I want any of you to receive.
no, 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 no. So how long has this clip been out?
Just a couple months.
Nice, nice. Is it designed for
So I
the contractor to carry,
is it just
or so is it designed for the contractor to
yeah,
carry? Is that the main purpose? Okay, sweet. Who
yeah, absolutely.
did you guys have a personal one before, or is this you guys' first launch into that atmosphere?
So this is a little bit different. We've always had an ambient air CO detector. We have a little COA2 that we still have. That
Mhm.
one actually does a little bit different functionality because that allows you to do logging, storing, and recording. But it also requires you to purge it in the fresh air before you walk in somewhere. So you have the turning on and turning off of things. This one is just designed to continue in perpetuity as far as the battery life, which is about 2 years. So they have a little bit of a different functionality that you would see. So, but just so you know, so you're walking into a commercial kitchen and you have your combustion analyzer. So if you follow the steps, which is turn on your combustion analyzer before you ever walk into that building, which is because it's taking a baseline when it's doing that sample.
Mhm.
You'll be it'll start sucking in those flue gases even without the hose attached to it. And
Yeah.
you probably, if you have it turned to the right dial, you'll be able to see if you're walking into a situation that has CO. But that's great when you're walking in. It doesn't have much actually doing thing. And if so that's why there's kind of definitely a personal monitor.
Nice, nice. So is that battery
We have
paired
some
up to
technical difficulties.
it's a little laggy. I'm not sure if it's on your end or my end. Um,
Okay.
so you said roughly 2 years, so is that battery kinda married up to the same life cycle
Yeah.
as the sensor in there? So, there's yeah, so once you turn it on, you're just good to go for 2 years. You put a
There's
little
no usable.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Unless you see a lot of CO, and then you're gonna diminish that lifespan a little bit quicker. But it'll tell you when it's ready to be replaced.
Nice. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna check into that. I'm gonna check it out at the show. I'll probably end up either buying one for myself or having my work buy one. Um,
Yeah.
so
But it's easier though because I know that you have a lot of techs that work there. So this is an easy one. Throw it on your bag and you don't have to think about it unless it alarms.
yeah. Is it pretty loud or is it
Yeah.
just an annoying little beep or
No, it's pretty loud. I want to say like I think the specs on it are like is it 80? 80 megahertz or whatever it is, however they measure it. I think it was in the 80 decibels. Yeah.
I measure CO. I don't measure sound. Sorry. So
Yeah.
Brian brings up a good point. Manufacturers can only hope that the end users read the manuals. 100% Brian. And they never do. I don't know how many times I watched it. Good.
No, I was going to say, but with the manual like the one I found, I read it. I don't know how to install it any better. That's the answer to it.
Well, I think most of the time they want a skilled technician to install it versus just a end user. But most of the time they're not going to pay for someone like me or Brian to go out and install it. They're just like, oh, we can do it. We can hook a gas hose up. We can plug it in.
Yeah.
They wonder why. And gas valves are locked out, and we check pressure. And it's like, oh, it's a 2-pound system. Yeah, you're lucky you didn't blow anything up.
Yeah, this was. I mean, I'll be honest. I found this one. I won't reference which one, but it was a big box DIY store.
Nice.
So that's actually going to. Yeah, it wasn't like I was on one of the restaurant websites looking at them. This was a DIY home store.
That's funny. That's even more funny. So,
yeah.
Anything new UEi has out lately? Don't get yourself in trouble because the price was to unveil.
I'm not going to get myself in trouble. But I would highly encourage, if you guys are out in Vegas, stop by and see the UEi booth.
Nice. I've been trying to meet up with you to try out the flue gas analyzer you're rocking.
Yep.
I want to make some content on it and try it out, see what I can do in my world, my applications versus, what you guys use it for, what, most HVAC technicians use it for. I think it'd be pretty cool to see. I've been rocking that C161. I love that thing. Everyone's like, man, that thing's, basic. I'm like, I don't need to do anything fancy. I'm not trying to print stuff. I don't care. I'm like, I'm making sure my oven's running right. You guys are the ones, making sure people aren't, gassing themselves or, people are safe. I said, it works perfect for what I need.
The C161, it's a great combustion analyzer.
Mm-hmm.
There's kits on it. You could get a printer if you really wanted such a printer. But I think that C160, it's easy to use. And I think sometimes doing combustion or checking combustion is so complicated. It's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple to use. And we designed it that way to make it easy to use.
Yeah,
but I think I have the ACA that you're going to test out for us. That one has all the bells and whistles that you want on a combustion analyzer. And I think you'll see the difference. They look kind of similar. It's a little bit beefier. It has a little different flue probe on it. And I'm going to look forward to hearing you do a comparison of what is the entry level C161 versus all the bells and whistles ACA. So I'm looking forward to the feedback because, despite better or worse, I do always take the feedback because without the feedback, we can't make our products better.
Oh yeah, 100%. I need to get mine in and get service because I'm sure I'm well overdue because we don't do anything like we're supposed to.
Yeah.
You gotta go, it is what it is. It bounces around the truck. Everyone's like, that thing bounced around your truck all. I was like, man, that thing's been on my truck probably a year and a half. I need to get it sent in. So, and I told my boss,
yes,
and they're always looking at flue gas analyzers, and I always push, hey, buy UEi. They're like, why? I was like, for one, these things have to be serviced every year. They're like, yeah. I said, well, guess what? If you service it through them, you get like a 10-year warranty. I'm like, why don't you buy it and every year you send it in? I said, as long as it shows up that morning and there's nothing wrong with it, they're going to send it back that afternoon. I was like, it's a great turnaround. I said, you get that extended warranty as long as you send it in every year. I'm like, oh, we didn't know that. I'm like, yeah, buy UEi, send it in, get it taken care of. And I said, plus for us, we're in Indy, so it's even better.
It's even better, but and then there's also things that there's a real person behind that brand. We've been doing combustion analyzers. Actually, as a larger company, I discovered a couple of years ago. I found the year that we first made combustion analyzers, and they've been making literally combustion analyzers as long as I've been alive. So I'm not going to reveal the year. You're going to have to figure that one out, Pat. I know you already know. But I thought that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's what we have been doing. So I'm excited. I love our UEi Service Plus Guaranteed. And if you get me in touch with somebody, I can give them the whole spiel. The whole spiel. We can talk about it and what's going to be best for you all.
I mean, UEi has a full lineup of electrical test tools. Like I've been, I went to TrueTech Tools, little plug here. I don't have a code with them or anything, but if you do buy something, let them know that you heard it here. I went to TrueTech Tools and I bought the new meter, and that thing, I beat on it. Like I've dropped it. It takes a beating. It does what it needs to do. That meter is actually doing pretty well for me. I'm surprised because I'm hard on stuff, and especially if I pay for it myself, I'm going to beat it up just because I want to test it and see what it's going to do. And that thing's it's kicking butt. It's doing everything I need to do. Besides, ghost.
Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about that, Pat?
Yeah, let's talk about
You
that.
teased it in the beginning. We want to talk a little bit about it because you know what? Here's the thing: is what you didn't know is probably what a lot of other people out there didn't know.
I didn't read the
So
manual.
you want to set us up with?
I didn't read the manual.
Do you want to set us up with for those who didn't see the video?
So I made a video. I was at the shop. I'm at the shop. I love being at the shop because I can do whatever, take my time, and then I don't charge the customer my full time. I take care of it, but I don't have an audience. I can do whatever I want. So I was working on a microwave, and it was wild. I could hook the transformer up, and I'd have no voltage, but I could unhook the transformer and just put my leads into the wires, and I had 212. I was like, what the heck? So I ended up having a bad triac, but I had ghost voltage. But I was just like, you gotta have that load on there, and it goes away. But I had someone chirping at me the other day saying, hey, use this function on the meter, and it probably would have caught that. So you want to talk about this?
Yeah. So actually, I think you should bring up one of the comments that I'm seeing over here because I think we have somebody else that wants to chime in as well.
Brian, don't add to the fire, buddy. Don't add to the fire. Yeah. So
No,
yeah.
you know what? Here's the thing. Let me say this because I teach the meter basics, right? So I have an entire course where I walk people around what the dial of their meter means, and I've taught that course all over the country. It's my second most popular course, and people don't know the features that are on the meter, right? Or maybe it's a feature that most meters don't have that, right? So if you actually look, so what the feature is, the feature is the low Z feature, and what it's supposed to do is it helps bleed out ghost voltages. And so I watched Pat's whole video, and like I'm waiting for him to turn it to the low Z feature, and I was like, you know what? He's just not used to having a meter that has this built in. Like,
no, and before I had the EPC,
nobody's told you that exists on the meter. So I on and I said, hey, did you try the low Z feature? And he had not, but he's gonna
I'm waiting.
Try it out for us. But for any of you who don't know about the low Z feature, it's a small charge on it to bleed out any of those voltages. So you are not alone, by the way, Pat. But that's also part of the reason that we have added low Z to all of our HVAC meters now.
Yeah, so it's caused by induced voltage.
So I'm looking for that video when you test it out.
I'm hoping the customer improves. They'll probably improve. It's just a triac. So I gotta wait on the customer to improve it, me to go back, and hopefully I get to go back and actually put it to test and try it. So it was, I didn't know it existed, and it's on a couple of your other meters because we have some the guys use. And I looked today, I was like, oh, there's low Z on that one too. I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. I've used for the last few years. I had a field piece I used, and I wanted to try the EPC because I like trying other tools. I give honest feedback. I abuse them. I tear them up. It is what it is. And I had no idea. I seen low Z. I never even was like, what's this? Straight past it, right to volts. I mean, I mean, it is what it is. I didn't read the manual, RTFM. So now I know what it's for. Now I know what the next time I do run into it, though, I'm gonna definitely try it.
Yeah, but the good news though is that it actually opened us up to have this conversation, right? Like it was actually perfect timing. I happened to see the video. We messaged back and forth on it. I'm looking for the follow-up video. But I'm gonna say, unfortunately, you're not alone. There are so many features that are on meters that people, if you don't use them on a daily basis or nobody taught you specifically what they were, because I know you are a lot of I think you kind of learned on your own, learn and go, which is also probably why you're so passionate about being able to teach other people so they don't have to learn and go on their own. But that feature wasn't. It used to be only on like the most premium feature meters. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try it out.
But
it was just
I'm glad it gave us an opportunity, and I'm here tonight.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
We all have those moments. Don't you worry.
That video has been getting me some hate too. It's funny. Like someone said, that's what you get for being a YouTuber, and that's what you get for calling a YouTuber versus someone that can actually repair electrical appliances or something. I'm like, I'm not a YouTuber, dude. Like, I've been doing this 20 years. I forgot how a triac was diagnosed. Sorry, I don't work on microwaves every day. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I wanted to go back at him pretty hard because I went and looked at his profile. I was like, oh, 6 subscribers and 0 videos. But I was like, I got better shit to worry about today instead of clapping back at some guy on YouTube.
Yeah, that'll eat up all your time. It'll eat up all your time. But it is amazing though, because also think about it. You've been doing this for 20 years. 20 years ago, you didn't have YouTube that you could just physically pull out. Like you had to go find a computer 20 years ago if you were gonna. I think YouTube's been around for 20 years. It's pretty close if it's not.
We used to have shelves on our vans that were just books, manuals, like big plastic bound
books.
Manuals. Yeah,
books. Those still exist.
Well, we had a guy retire last year, and he still had some. He left them at the shop, and like we put them on the bottom shelf of our workbench. I'm like, why aren't we even saving these? You can like Google this in like 2 minutes and have like this whole book broke down by ChatGPT.
Yeah, you could, but I'll tell you, like that gas record book that I was looking through the other day. So it was like a monthly publication, and somebody like scanned them in. So it wasn't even like a page, like I'm reading it on Google Books and it is like the 2 flat pages coming at you. And some of the pages they scanned really well. Some of them were a little cockeyed. Some of them, they didn't like bend the spine back. But it's interesting though, when you actually read a book or a publication like that, because you don't get to just pick and choose what you're looking for, right? You got to kind of scan all of these things, and it gives you a little bit different perspective. And all of a sudden you're down a rabbit hole of something you didn't even know was a possibility. And oh my gosh. I'm still parsing through it. It's like 1,000 pages.
Nice. Yeah, because bring up a manual, you can just put it in, bring it up in whatever your reader is now, and there's a search section. You can search, what you're looking for, and it takes you right to it. Like you don't have to even thumb through the electric version of a manual anymore. It just finds everything for you, it takes you right to it. So it's making us.
There was no control F. There was no control F in this book I was reading. So
that's funny. It's simpler times, man. I'm guilty of. I love technology and what's done, but then there's days I'm like, I should have been born for 40 years earlier, because I want to be at this point, like in the woods somewhere, disconnected, like just drinking beer all day and just sitting on my porch. That's what I want to do anymore. I just want to disappear. I always tell my wife, like, can we sell everything and just move to the woods of Alaska? Like just build a cabin in Alaska and just disappear.
I mean, you could.
Yeah, I could. I get bored real quick. It sounds cool.
Oh man.
Until I got there and I couldn't get on the internet, and I'd be pissed off again.
There's Starlink for you. There is Starlink for you. Have you been to Alaska? Have you been up there?
No, that's a goal. I want to go do an Alaskan cruise.
Okay.
I want to go hunting in Alaska, but that's a different story.
Ooh, I hear that is some fantastic hunting up that way. I did not get to spend nearly enough time up there. They do have civilization. I can confirm that they do have civilization, and it was the most gorgeous place that I have ever been. I just couldn't survive the dark. And I know Liliana is on the watching us in there, and she's told me that she says you get used to it. I don't know if I'd get used to the dark. I would love the summer because I love my sunlight, but I don't think I could survive the winters. Seasonal depression would have set in.
Well, what was the first day of like true winter? Like the 22nd or 23rd of December. I was like, days are getting longer. We're on the up. We're on the up. We're on the up. And then in June, the first day of summer, I'm like, oh, the days are getting shorter. So yeah. I don't think I can do it. I mean, it'd be fun to visit, but winter. But we're colder right now than it is in Anchorage, Alaska, and Indiana. I'm like, what is wrong with this place? We're how many miles south of them, and we're colder than them. So
yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for us right now. But I hear that maybe in like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, maybe we'll be out of it. I think the weather forecast still looked awful around here for the next couple of weeks. And I'm going, should I come back from Vegas? I have to come back from Vegas, but I'll go back in March.
You get some weekends you can take away to keep your flyer points or whatever you're doing to go to Florida for a day and come back. So
it works out. But no, if you get a chance, definitely go to Alaska. If anybody knows people who need training in Alaska, let me know. Always trying to find, it's really hard to find people who want training in Alaska and Hawaii. I've been working on that for years now. So, let me know.
So I work for a big giant conglomerate, and we have a ton of service companies. I'm like, some days I'm like, who's in Alaska? Do I want to transfer to Alaska?
I will say though that everybody that I know who ever got stationed in Alaska, like for military service, they seem to have loved it. They'll tell me that it's like their favorite place that they ever got to go. So
I don't want to hear it, Jason. So Jason's complaining he's in Tampa and it was 32 degrees in Florida last night. But
that's iguana falling weather.
Well, he's in Tampa. It was a steam coming off your heated pool. Did you have to shut the pool heater off because it couldn't keep up? Poor Jason. So that's funny.
No, I think it's what you get. You get a little bit used to it, right? So I know that I like going to Arizona in winter. You can tell who's local, like it'll be like 60 degrees or wear parka, and then there's somebody that's like top weather for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like 60 degrees.
So you kind of get used to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Arizona and
see, you're probably the guy that's gonna go jump in the pool too.
Oh yeah, I sat poolside. It was October, and people were like, they're just looking at us. I'm like, it's 85 degrees. They're like, oh, it's chilly. I'm like, it's 85 degrees. I'm like, it's not chilly. I'm sweating. And they're like, oh, they're like next week's when all the snowbirds move back. I'm like, what? Like, oh yeah, like, whatever, people, you'll be all right. I can handle it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Don't give me May, June, July, in Arizona. I'm not gonna do it. I'll go up in the mountains, I guess. But
I'll take it. It's fine. I'm fine with it.
So,
but you know what's great about those extreme weathers, though? People need heat and they need cool. So
we can make money.
there's good times of business. So Arizona summer is like Indiana winter. That's right.
I've heard horror stories. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it. I know guys out there do what I do out there, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So AHR is coming up. You guys always have a good booth there.
Yeah, well, I'm also very thankful. Yeah.
So you guys always have a great booth. I'll be stopping by, hanging out. We'll see when I can come in and talk, come in and interview you, see the new products, play around with the clip.
Yeah.
Are you going to Tactical?
I am.
So
I am. I'm not going to show you, but I can see my outfit from where I'm sitting right now. I'm ready.
So I bought a new shirt. I'm wearing the same jacket because I have been terrible and not met my goals this year, so I did not buy a tuxedo. So maybe next year, and I'm getting better. I'm being better. So if I limit myself to some things I do, I'm better on other things I do. I figured out. So I'm limiting myself on some of the things I do, but I'm excited for it. This is my first one was Vegas, and still the best story I tell all the time. I gotta tell it. So I go. Was in the back of Maggiano's, I think. They crammed 100 and some people in the back of Maggiano's. You couldn't move. You couldn't breathe. It was elbows. It was terrible. So I sit down at my table and I look up and there's Eric Ani and Andy Mickelson, and I'm a huge fan of theirs. I listened to their podcast. And I was so like starstruck and awed. And then like I'm walking around, there's all these other social media people, and I was like, this is the first time I've ever been to anything like this. And I was like, holy smokes. And then seeing everybody at the show, it's really cool to see. Like they're all good people. They'll all talk to you. They'll all do everything. Eric and Andy, I mean, they're friends of mine now. I could text them if I need something, and we've been talking back and forth on some posts, and I give them a hard time because people like to take naps during their podcast at AHR. But it's really fun to see everybody outside of social media and Tactical. Everybody's dressed up, ready to go, have fun, give out some awards, win some awards, lose some awards. It is what it is, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, so last year, if you weren't aware, last year was my first year attending.
Nice.
So I was not 100% sure what to expect. And I have to say it exceeded my expectations, which is definitely why you will be seeing me back again. But you are correct, though. There were so many people, from influencers to trainers to contractors, and even all dressed up. You could talk to anyone and you realize that they're all just people at the end of the day. And that's, I think, a really special thing is that in this industry, there is a segment that is wanting to help grow, and they're wanting to make that next generation better. And the days of the gatekeepers, I feel, are numbered, and they're diminishing. And you could just go have a conversation. Like, you could stop me and have a conversation. You could stop Pat and have a conversation. There's I forget, a couple hundred people that I think will show up there. I want to say it's under 200 or something, right?
No, it's over 300.
Is it that many?
Yeah, it keeps growing every year.
Okay.
It keeps growing. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. I don't know what he's going to do next year. I'm not even sure where AHR is next year. I don't worry about till this one's over, but I'm sure it's Atlanta. Yeah, it's probably Atlanta. Chicago?
No, Atlanta's been out of the rotation. So it's Las Vegas, and then it starts volleying Chicago, Orlando, Chicago, Orlando.
So cold, so miserable.
For the record, we love Chicago and we love our friends in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
We do not enjoy your cold weather in January. We want to escape cold weather.
So the Tactical Awards in Chicago is out at like the observatory out on the lake.
Okay.
Came out of there and you had the wind just blowing straight across the lake, and it was so cold. You had to walk forever to get to the Uber pickup. It was just miserable.
So what you're telling me is that I'm going to need UEi to get me like one of those like sleeping bag coats that I can walk in to be able to.
It was bad. It was amazing facility. It was super cool in there. It was really cool. But once you were over and you're half, you've had a few drinks in you, and you got to walk out into that shock of Chicago in January. It was a hard one.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing about Chicago, And like it's the Windy City for a multitude of reasons. But when I was there a couple years ago for AHR, we were walking to dinner. It was only like maybe a half a mile away. And on the way to the restaurant, we're walking straight into the wind. And we make a 90-degree turn. And everything in my life tells me if you make a 90-degree turn after walking in the wind, you shouldn't be getting wind. And somehow we were still walking in the wind. And it was the same way on the way back. I felt like I was telling that story of like I used to have to walk to school uphill both ways. Like, and I'm like, no, this is literally the wind. I don't understand.
Nice. So we can enjoy Vegas. I think it's supposed to be in the 60s.
Yeah.
I'll take that. It's better than, what was it, negative 20-degree wind chill this morning?
Yes. And stop by. Yeah, go for it.
I was waiting for my my tankless hot water heater likes to freeze because my vent's on the west side of the house and it blows in it and freezes the heat exchanger from the inside. I was waiting on it to freeze this morning and it didn't. I was so glad. I was like, thank you, I have hot water, take a shower.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would have been miserable. Which, you know, by the way, before I know we're getting near the end. But you know, I was talking a lot about the UEiClip that we had come out. I feel like I wouldn't do my due diligence because a lot of the nation, I think I saw 51% of the nation was under snow as of the other day. And I also was seeing the reports of how many people were out of electricity, especially in a lot of the southern states because they're not prepared. It's different things that they do down there. If you have friends, family down there, remind them, don't use their ovens as alternate heat sources. Don't use your barbecue in the garage. And if you are fortunate enough to have a generator, make sure it's far enough away from the house. Like I just read some more stories of tragedy this morning, which is, you know, as long as those keep happening, unfortunately, I still have a job talking about it. But it's a friendly reminder. And I make jokes that I sound like a broken record in that respect. But just because you've heard me say it a million times doesn't mean that the person next to you has heard it. So remind your friends, your family, people you like, even if they're people you don't like, remind them, don't put the generators too close to the house. Make sure they're not using those alternative heat sources because I get real depressed waking up to those news stories.
Oh, that's terrible. And yeah, the oven thing kills me. Like your oven's not designed to be run that long. It's designed to, you know, it's terrible when you see that kind of stuff.
It is. And that's, I mean, but that's one of the things though, the clip, I mean, it's easy. It's going to alarm faster than what your home CO alarm is designed to alarm at. So, and some of those, you know, they're hardwired and then they have the backup batteries. This one, you don't have to think about for your personal safety.
This guy, so total tech. I keep my microwave door open for heat.
So that's my PSA on our terrible weather.
Yeah, so if you need a CO detector, pick up a clip and wear it to work and then bring it in the house at the end of the day.
I wonder how that's working out for them.
Nice. All right, so what is your guys' booth number so everybody can come by and say hello? Louise likes giving hugs. She likes taking selfies. So come by and get a selfie with Louise. Check out UEiClip.
Oh, yeah.
Check out the new products you can't say without getting in trouble. I'm sure they'll have some cool stuff there you can try, put your hands on.
That's right.
It's always a good time over at UEi. So what is that booth number? I put you on the spot. I see you Googling it or getting on the AHR Expo app and trying to find the booth number.
Like I'm literally doing it, you know. So the sad part is this is like the fifth time today that I've like had to look it up. Because as soon as what happens is I'll be like, oh yeah, it's totally that. And then I'm going to be wrong. And you would think again that I would remember this, but I have too many other things that are going on. But We're in the central. Um, we are in the central hall, and I believe it is 6225.
Nice. So you're in the hall that's only one floor. You're not on the south hall where there's an upper and a lower floor.
Is that new? Because
I
I
don't
don't
know.
feel like I remember it being 2 levels
I think they probably only used,
before.
I think it was like, I think they just did a different layout this year because that convention center is massive. So they probably just did a different layout, I think.
Yes, it is.
I seen that and I was like, what in the world? Like, there's a restaurant show that's like that, but I've never seen AHR like
Yeah.
that. I will say, bring comfortable
Yes.
shoes. If you've never been to Vegas, the buildings are huge, so you can see them, and they're not really that close together. I made that mistake the first time I went and walked like 15 miles before noon on a Saturday, and I was like, my feet hurt. I was like, why? I was
Yes.
like, oh, that strip's 5 miles long.
Yeah, people don't realize, and you're right, because your sense of perception is completely thrown off. So I always recommend have some good shoes. Also have a couple of pairs of good shoes, because sometimes it's nice to be able to not wear the same ones every day. Wear layers, because going in and out of that convention center, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot. And then you go outside and it's a whole other temperature for you. And stay hydrated when you're out there. That's the other thing. Grab your water bottle, stay hydrated.
So Megan said she had to teach her friend in college how to use a thermostat because she was using her oven for heat when she showed up. He didn't know how to change the temperature. Some people's kids are too privileged. That's my saying right now is people have never had to struggle, so they make, I'll be good. I'll get in trouble. I'll go down a spiral. I'll get in trouble there. But people have never had any real struggle, so they don't understand.
Eh, You know what I think that goes back to? You don't know what you don't know until you don't know it.
Yeah, but some people.
And I mean that, like, I mean that seriously though. Like, I mean, I once had a hotel who wanted to change my room for me because I just needed batteries for the thermostat, and they were convinced that the thermostat didn't have batteries in it. And I was like, no, it really does. It pulls off the wall. It takes like 2 AA batteries. Can you just bring me AA batteries? And they didn't have a tech on site to be able to change the batteries for me.
But hey, don't worry about it. I'm going to CVS. I'll be back in a few minutes. We'll see if it works.
Yeah,
Oh, look, it worked.
they luckily they did bring me batteries, and I was able to show the front desk. But if she's never had to go in there and never do it, she didn't know. Maybe hers is hardwired at home. I don't know. You don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. May I remind you, Low Z?
Low Z. Oh, that was a callback. I like it. All right,
Ah,
Louise.
yeah.
I'm excited for Vegas. Hit me up when you get
I
in.
am
We'll see
too.
what's going on Saturday. I will see you at
Yeah.
Tactical Awards Sunday. I'll be by the booth, I'm sure, a few times throughout the
Yeah.
show. Make sure you guys stop by and see Louise. She loves taking selfies. We'll see what kind of sunglasses she's wearing because you never know. They're always bright. I'm sure she's probably bringing like 3 or 4 different pairs. But yeah, stop by
Maybe.
UEi. Say hi to Louise. Stop by Viper. Say hi to the team over at Viper Refrigeration Technologies. I appreciate them supporting. I will be at the Ambro booth on Monday from 11:30 to 12:30. So if you want to come hang out, I'll be recording. I'll be playing with torches. Hang out then. I think that's it. Luis, I appreciate you coming on, and stay warm out there. A couple more days.
I will.
West.
I know. I'm counting it down. I will see you soon. Stop by the booth, and I will. I promise. I'll take selfies. Just ask. Sometimes you don't have to ask. They just happen. So selfies happen. Maybe that'll be my next hashtag.
I'm gonna take a picture with you, and it's gonna be selfies happen.
Selfies happen. All right. Well, thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure chatting with you, Pat. And yeah, definitely stop by the booth. I promise there will be something there.
Uh-oh. See you guys.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
If you guys would, please consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the podcast. It really helps us grow and helps us know which direction to move in. Also, if you have any suggestions for guests, please email me at commercialkitchenchronicles@gmail.com. Or if you want to be a guest, email me. Love to have you guys on. Thanks a lot. See you next week.